There's a girl who grew up in a police car, kilos of wasted baking powder, and the loudest but hot Latina in Hollywood. Hello, Popcorn Recap here. Today we'll cover a 2015 comedy action movie called Hot Pursuit. Unlike most children, Officer Rose Cooper spent most of her childhood in the back of her father's police car. Wow, talk about a sad childhood. He's a legendary police officer in their city, and Cooper enjoys every moment she spends with him. While growing up, her father teaches her everything he knows about police work. To no one's surprise, she grows into a fine, straight-arrow policewoman that aspires to live up to her father's reputation. Although she's currently stuck in the evidence unit doing clerk work, Cooper still enjoys her job and takes it seriously. Oh, she also has difficulties finding a man. Most of them run for their lives after experiencing her intense personality. One day, the police captain calls her to his office for a new assignment. He wants Cooper to escort a key witness that will testify against the drug lord Vicente Cortez. While she points out that she isn't trained enough for the job, but her chief says the law dictates the guard for the witness needs to be a woman. Before leaving, Cooper's partner for the mission learns about her reputation. It turns out that Cooper accidentally tased and burnt the son of the mayor several years ago. The incident causes her colleagues to treat her as a joke and often make fun of her. On the way to pick up the witness the next day, Cooper is restless, so her partner tells her to relax. When they arrive at their destination, she meets with the witness she'll be escorting, Mrs. Riva. Cooper immediately struggles to get along with the witness because she's a handful. Then they start panicking after hearing gunshots coming from downstairs. It looks like Cortez sent his men to take out Riva and her husband. Cooper's partner is down during the gunfight, so she's forced to take matters into her own hands. She finds Riva, commandeers her car, and escapes Cortez's hired guns. Cooper asks Riva to call 911, but she accidentally drops the phone. So they stop by a local bar where Cooper can report what happened. It doesn't take long for her colleagues to arrive and pick them up. However, Cooper realizes something is off, because the other officers got there too quickly. After fist bumping one of them, she notices he has a tattoo of a longhorn bull, which Riva claims is a mark of Cortez's men. Realizing they need to escape or they're dead, Cooper makes Riva pretend she needs to go to the toilet because of her monthly period. The plan works and they manage to escape the corrupt cops. When their car breaks down later, Cooper discovers that Riva was hiding a cell phone in her chestal area all this time. After using the phone to listen to police scanners, Cooper learns that she's now a fugitive, and the police force has started to hunt her down. Then a truck crashes into their car, which then causes the white powder it's carrying to scatter all over the place. Riva claims it's baking powder, and Cooper believes her despite it being kilos of illegal drugs. They then ask the truck driver to drop them off at a truck stop to get some clothes. While at the truck stop, the drugs that Cooper accidentally snorted started kicking in. Despite being noisy, hyper, and called out by Riva for her granny undies, Cooper manages to get changed and sober up quickly. The two then hitch a ride inside someone else's trailer to escape what looks to be another of Cortez's men arriving at the truck stop. After the trailer stops, Cooper gets curious about what's inside Riva's luggage. To her surprise and frustration, it's just a bunch of shoes. However, Riva explains that the shoes are her last remaining mementos from her brother. It turns out she hates cops because her brother got killed by corrupt ones. The moment they get out, Riva attempts to quietly escape while Cooper gets confronted by the trailer's owner. However, she changes her mind after seeing the officer held at gunpoint and asking for help. They decide to pretend they're lovers to try and persuade the man to let them go. As he enjoys the sensitive show unfolding in front of him, the man accidentally pulls the trigger on his gun and blasts his finger away. Cooper assumes the dog ate the finger, so she makes the animal spit it out. Then, a weakening Riva reveals that the finger got stuck on her hair. Oh god, that's just gross. She held on well though. If that were me, I'd already be passed out on the floor. Determined to fulfill her mission to escort Riva safely to Dallas, Cooper motivates Riva to move and commandeers another vehicle. On the road later, the two women start bonding, but they get interrupted after a man wakes up from the back of the truck. Cooper gets startled, hits the brakes hard, and the man gets knocked out after hitting his head on the truck's window. They stop by a nearby riverbank to check on him and discover that he has an ankle monitor. Since the police might be able to track them, Cooper suggests they get rid of it. When the man wakes up, he sees Riva preparing to cut off his feet with a rock. He introduces himself as Randy and offers to help them. Cooper hesitates at first, but he changes her mind after learning they share the same situation. Oh yeah, it seems that Randy has the hots for Cooper and her smile. Huh, didn't see that one coming. So Randy drives the truck for the women, but it doesn't take long for them to encounter a problem. It looks like the police are doing checkpoints to look for the two women. To avoid capture, Cooper and Riva cosplay as a deer. Now, while it's the most awkward and inaccurate deer cosplay ever, it works just enough for them to sneak past the checkpoint. After that, all the ladies had to do was meet up with Randy at a nearby hotel. Once in the hotel, Cooper decides to get some food, but she handcuffs Riva to the bed before leaving. She goes next door and accidentally walks in on a bare-skinned Randy. Despite being dry all her life, Cooper manages to resist temptation and settles with just a kiss. After telling Randy to grab some food, Cooper returns to her room and gets surprised that Riva is pointing a gun at her. It turns out that when she hugged Cooper earlier, Riva stole the gun from her purse. Since none of them are willing to go down without a fight, the ladies have a catfight. Cooper comes out on top because of her police training. Then she also discovers Riva's shoes are worth millions of dollars. According to Riva, it's how her husband launders his illegal earnings into the country. Before the girls can finish their conversation, the corrupt cops arrive, so they get forced to flee. They get cornered down at the lobby, but Randy steps in to help. After that, they board a tour bus for seniors, and the corrupt cops continue to chase them. Eventually, they lose the cops after some of Cortez's men help them. It turns out they were under the command of Riva all along. During this time, Cooper realizes Riva's true intentions, to kill Cortez herself. As fate would have it, Cortez is the reason why her brother got killed, and she has vowed to avenge his death. Riva handcuffs Cooper to the bus and leaves. Sometime later, Cooper gets promoted by her captain for a job well done. Noticing she still wants to save Riva, her captain tells her to stand down because it's no longer within their jurisdiction. Despite his orders, Cooper throws her notebook in the trash and proceeds to intercept Riva. Speaking of Riva, she attends the Quinceanera of Cortez's daughter. Since no one testified against him, Cortez is a free man again. As she enters, her men slip a gun inside her purse and starts looking for Cortez. When she does find him, she uses her late husband as a scapegoat and tells Cortez he forced her to testify against him. The drug lord then tells her to wait in another room so they can speak privately. On her way to the room, Riva encounters Cooper, who disguised herself as a man. If you ask me, that's a 10 out of 10 cosplay right there. In fact, Cooper herself seems to agree with that statement. Moving on, she tells Riva to abandon her plans and have faith in the system. Tired of her annoying friend, Riva pretends to agree with Cooper's plan of wearing a wire and recording Cortez's confession to killing her husband. She takes so long to put on the wire that a woman enters the bathroom. She mistakes Cooper for a man and has her kicked out of the venue. Riva then throws the recording device and meets up with Cortez. Meanwhile, Cooper hasn't given up and dresses as a waitress to re-enter the venue. Once inside, she encounters her captain, who gets so surprised to see Cooper that he points a gun at her. It turns out that he's been under Cortez's payroll all along. After seeing an opportunity, Cooper escapes, and the captain chases her. When he corners her, the captain decides to make fun of her father. Cooper responds by throwing booze at his suit and using her taser on him until he starts burning. Don't worry guys, she puts out the fire and knocks him out with a fire extinguisher instead. After stalling for some time with their conversation, Riva makes her move. Unfortunately for her, Cortez is aware of her plans, and they have a standoff. It doesn't last long because Cooper enters the room to make things worse like always. Like his predecessors, Cortez starts doing his evil mastermind monologue. He reveals his plans to give the ladies an opportunity to fight back. Seeing Riva about to get shot, Cooper jumps in front of her hoping to catch the bullet. It doesn't work like she expected because she's so thin that the bullet passes through her and hits Riva. She does manage to hit Cortez and subdue him. Seeing Cortez helpless, Riva attempts to kill him, but Cooper intervenes again. As the ladies argue, Cortez pulls out his hidden gun. He sees an opportunity and attempts to shoot Riva. Fortunately, Cooper sees it and reacts quickly enough to save her friend. Strangely enough, Riva gets angry at Cooper for taking out Cortez. It seems she really wanted to be the one to end this guy's life. Since her adrenaline has started coming down, Cooper notices that she got shot and starts feeling weak. Riva sits down with her, and they wait to get rescued by the police. 3 months later, Cooper goes to pick up Riva from prison. While handing over Riva's papers, the police officer at the front desk asks if she's Cooper. She tries to explain the incident involving the mayor's son, but it seems she doesn't need to. It turns out that Cooper is now known as the legendary cop that took down Cortez, the most powerful crime lord of their time. Not long after that, a jolly Riva appears while chatting with one of the jail guards. By the looks of things, she's been enjoying her stay in prison. It's safe to say the same goes for the police officers guarding her. Riva then gets surprised that Cooper has her $1 million shoes ready for her. For once, Cooper has decided to break the rules a little in favor of her friend. Riva then says Cooper looks taller, and that's true because she's wearing heels now. As they drive away, Cooper says she's harboring a fugitive. Riva then screams after Randy makes his presence known. It seems they've been dating while Riva was in prison. The movie ends after Cooper admits that she's been Coopering Randy all this time.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.